So lucky.
Make it sound natural, like we're having a conversation at the very least.
Fuck you.
Okay. Well, this is what I did last weekend because I knew you were going to ask me that.
All right, here we go. Here we fucking go again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to say it?
No.
What did you do this weekend, Lockie? Well, thanks for asking. No, so anyway, I was at a bar. And for the sake of the story, I was at a bar with a group of friends.
I thought you were 3 years sober.
How funny. Let me tell the story.
Sorry.
I was at a bar. Me walked into a bar. No, okay. I was at a bar with a bunch of mates, got quite drunk, and we all got on a private bus because it was like a private function.
Yeah.
We all got on a private bus back to the hotel we were staying at, right? Because we were away for the week in the Hunter Valley. And we get on the bus.
Yeah.
Normal, a big coach. Beautiful, nice coach, luxury coach. And we're driving, throughout the bar. It's like a gravelly road kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's in a, what? Yeah. A little town.
Yeah, in a regional New South Wales.
Yeah.
And the bus driver accidentally drives over like a little sandstone barrier.
Oh, no.
Like, and it goes underneath and it scrapes real bad.
Oh, no.
Right? So then the bus driver is like, kind of doesn't know what to do. He's driving forward over it and he's like, oh, and he then starts reversing back. Oh. And we're just hearing the screeching this entire time. And we're all a bit drunk, so we're starting to find this a bit funny that he's stuck going back and forth. Yeah. And just the sound of the scraping was awful. So we all kind of found it a bit funny. We were a bit giggly because we were a bit drunk. And then the bus driver, instead of going like, oh, fuck, or like, oh, shit, I got it stuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Like, instead of doing something like that was fairly normal, he starts going,
like a dog? Like a dog? Like an actual dog?
Yeah, well, like, oh, like noises like that, borderline sex noises. And it felt like the bus was an extension of himself, and he was dragging himself over the sandstone barrier, and he was like, oh.
But what the, like, was he doing any, like, pose, or was he making a face?
No, just, oh, noises like that. And then he goes, oh, baby. And he's just making these weird noises. And then he ends with, why me? And it's like, what the fuck is this bus driver doing? As he's just scraping back and forth. And just at the time, we thought it was the funniest thing because we were just drunk enough.
Yeah, that is almost ludicrous. I feel like when you are drunk and the weirdest things happen when you're drunk. And you'd be
if you were sober, it would be like the most embarrassing thing ever.
Oh my God, you'd be like, that's like borderline, like kind of creepy. Because you're drunk, you're like, what is going on?
Yeah, why was this bus driver sexually attracted to his bus? Yeah. And got off to make hurting it.
Rub the seat and be like,
oh, baby.
Anyway, I'm sorry, old girl.
Welcome, everyone, to a podcast now, episode 36.
Christ.
I'm your host, Mr. Lachlan Rodwell, and I'm joined today by a dinosaur, Lucas Boreham.
Yeah, I'm a dinosaur. You know why? Because I'm prehistoric.
Was that a joke?
No.
Okay, this week on this amazing episode
this is awful.
We're going to be talking about a few things, actually. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about Jurassic World. The actual world is Jurassic.
What is it? An onion? Dominion.
Yeah, Jurassic World Dominion. And then we'll also actually talk about one of our favorite TV shows, Barry.
Yes.
Now the whole thing's out. I've seen the whole thing. Lucas hasn't, but we'll talk
I'm very
non-spoilery.
Close to the end. I mean, it's very easy kind of just to analyze and talk about. But I do want to.
But first,
spread the word about Barry.
But first, we have the news. Mm-hmm. Now let's start off with everyone's favorite, Ezra Miller.
Back again.
So. Okay, essentially, recap. Okay, Ezra Miller committed several crimes in Hawaii, been arrested several times, threatened to kill and burn people.
Yeah. threw a chair at someone.
Yeah. Stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, it has come forward that a family has said that he has groomed their 18-year-old. Well, when I don't know how old they used to be.
She's now 18.
Well, she's. I don't know if it's a she or if they are non-binary. I don't know. The whole thing's confusing because he's essentially like changed her or changed them or like their whole worldview.
Interesting.
It's anyway. So Ezra Miller's groomed this child.
Mm-hmm.
Gave them LSD and whatever else. Drugs and
that is
whatnot.
Really bad.
Manipulated them. All of this fun stuff. I shouldn't have said that. All of this bad stuff.
All of this. I mean, that's psychopath.
Yeah, that's psychopath. So this family's coming forward saying this has happened.
Yeah.
Ezra Miller, and as a result, a court order has been, is trying to be put against him.
Yeah.
Except they can't locate Ezra Miller to give him the court order because he's.
Wow.
Well, they've gone missing.
That's a really good tactic.
Yeah. So yes,
because you
can't get arrested for something if you can't be found.
Yeah. Well, that's if you kill like an insane amount of people, you still need to be found and put in jail.
Yeah.
But then you're just on the run, so that's not fun, is it?
Yeah. So Ezra Miller, they're on the run.
Yeah.
And apparently they've also kidnapped said child.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
no,
so
he's not getting a movie. I think this is the line.
Here's the line. I don't want to talk about the news itself, but what happens to the Flash?
The Flash is just
at this point.
It's a Flash. It's gone.
Does it release?
No. The only thing they will release is being like, we're not going to release it.
Do they refilm it, or do they just not release it at this point, or do they release it and hope no one cares? We've said these three options multiple times now. We
have, but I think this changes it. This changes it. Like he's kidnapped a child. They have kidnapped a child. It's like man on the run. He literally is on the run. He's kidnapped.
They're on the run.
They've drugged this child. They've manipulated this child.
Yes.
This child probably is. I'm trying to there is a movie that's similar to this.
I can't think of it.
I'm trying to think. It's like that one.
They should make a movie out of this.
No, but there's a very similar movie where the daughter is kidnapped and you're in the perspective of the guy who kidnaps the daughter, but the daughter wants to be taken from the family.
Oh.
Almost. And everyone thinks, oh my God, you kidnapped this girl. But, and then at the end of the movie you find out that, the parents, because you're in the perspective of the daughter's like, oh, I'm doing the right thing with this guy that's kidnapped me. But, in my mind, it's fine. And then at the end, you find out that he was brainwashing her and that the family and the police were right all along. That, this guy's a creep. So, yeah.
It sounds like a wonderful movie. Got no idea.
It was terrible. It was really bad.
Does it have Joaquin Phoenix in it?
No.
Okay. It's not the one I was thinking of.
Then I would have probably remembered the name. But no.
Did it have anyone memorable in it?
No, it was really bad.
What kind of movies do you watch?
Terrible ones.
Clearly.
Speaking of Jurassic
No, hey, we'll get there. We haven't finished the news. I personally think that I'm going to put money. This movie does release, and it has Ezra Miller in it, but they're not going to do any press for the movie.
Well,
they're going to rely on Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Michael Shannon, and Sasha Kaye, who are all in this movie as various.
That's an interesting tactic. Let's see if it
plays off. If your lead actor is not in the promotion for the movie.
What's that comparable to? That's comparable
imagine if like Iron Man, right?
So Robert Downey Jr. was just like,
except he didn't do the interviews for that movie. Be a bit weird, wouldn't it?
But then, I feel like everyone will find this out.
They know. It's just about do enough people know that it hurts the box office?
Yeah, that's true.
Does it?
But it's but also Warner Brothers needs to also come forward and be like, hey, look,
they need to say something.
They need to say something now. It's at the point where before it was kind of like, oh, he's not
brush it under the rug.
Brush it under the rug,
That's been
now. It's like, okay, there's a court order set against him. They can't find him, and he's kidnapped someone. That is felony. You're going to jail charges. That's
This isn't a law podcast. I should add that. Yeah. We're just a movie podcast.
I've been watching Better Call Saul like a man.
Oh, I'm trying to finish it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, what do you think? Movie releases as is, releases like changed in some way.
Yeah, I think they should release it and be like, hey, look, we don't condone his actions, but we understand that fans, still like his character.
Yeah,
and they still want the content because I think it's obviously going to be quite a good movie.
It's got very positive test screening reactions.
Yeah, so I think that
it's a shame because if this could be one of DC's better movies and set them on track.
So I think if they get ahead of it and say, look, this is really bad,
like we don't condone this.
We're going to put some of the money towards maybe the families who are affected. The people that
some of the box office.
Yeah. Exactly.
Something like that. Just
because then people know and be like, oh, I'll buy tickets. Because at least they know. Because honestly, like thinking about when we first heard about this, that like, oh, he just stayed in some random people's home and then kind of just ruined their lives a bit. Like, come on, there needs to be some money. Or maybe they're already paid off. I don't know. We'll see.
But in other news, more exciting news, more happy news.
Oh, that's good.
Put on a happy face. We're talking about the Joker, baby.
Oh.
So, Todd Phillips has announced the sequel to the 2019 movie Joker. It's called Joker
2.
No, it's not. What
do we think it's called? The Last Laugh? That's a good title. Joker, The Last Laugh.
No, it's not. It's called... Come on, Holly. We haven't had.
You will be redirected back to.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
it's got Lady Gaga in it.
Wait, hey! I haven't even set up the news yet.
Well, mate,
slow down.
It's taking 5 years to get
okay, sorry.
Title.
Todd Phillips announced the sequel to the hit 2019 movie Joker. It's called Joker: Folie à Deux. Right, Folie à Deux is a medical term meaning a shared delusion amongst 2 or more people.
Oh, so 2? So
it's got 2 in the title. Deux is French for 2.
Is that also maybe hinting at...
Well, so here's the thing. So Todd Phillips shared a picture of the script and a picture of Joaquin Phoenix reading the script. And so at the time, with its title, there's 3 things you can assume. Mm-hmm. One's rather boring, so I'm not going to talk about it, but it's just like the shared delusion is amongst like the people of Gotham who are
that's very true.
Writing in the first movie, so like he's got a following
because he did have a big following at the end of the first one.
But second theory is we heard a while back that Willem Dafoe was really wanting to play a second version of the Joker in a potential sequel.
Willem Dafoe,
he came forward and was like, I'd love to do like. It was nothing official, just him saying, I'd love to play a version of the Joker. Fair,
like, he could do anything so well. But very good.
So the title could be referring to multiple Jokers, a shared delusion amongst, 2 or more people.
Was it you that was talking about, maybe like a fake Joker?
Yeah, like a Joker imposter.
Yeah.
And it's about dueling Jokers.
Yeah,
that's what Willem Dafoe was putting forward as his pitch for this movie.
That'd be genius. That'd be amazing.
But I think today we've kind of learnt some more information that's hinted at what the title actually means, and that's that potentially Lady Gaga is in talks to play Harley Quinn. So the shared delusion could be Joker and Harley Quinn. Now,
that would be great. I'm just thinking of her in House of Gucci.
By far the standout of them.
By far the standout.
And she's great in A Star Is Born too.
Oh, 100%. I think I only saw half of that movie. Don't ask me why. But I think that, because at the end of House of Gucci, we got her going to hire a hitman to kill her cousin. Yeah. And we kind of got only a little bit of just her insanity.
Yeah.
But she did play it well, because she was only, in 3 or 4 scenes where she was able to show how she transitioned from, lovely housewife to I'm killing my husband. So I think she'd absolutely kill it.
Well, it's kind of I don't know. It's an interesting choice, but I'm
speaking.
I'm interested to see what Todd Phillips does with Harley Quinn after what we see with Joker. It's obviously going to be a more realistic take on the character.
Yeah.
Do they do the love story angle, or do they do some sort of competing thing?
Yeah.
What do they do? Especially after we saw Margot Robbie's portrayal of the character.
Where it was very much like
well, it was a love interest and then immediate separation from the Joker.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see what Todd Phillips does with the character.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Lady Gaga's a real kind of a left field choice for Harley Quinn. You know what I mean? It's not what you'd imagine.
But at the same time, like for the era, because it's set...
Like the 70s, I believe.
In the 70s. Yeah. I feel like she has that feel to her. Again, this is all off the house of Gucci. I think she played, like, for that era, she just looks like she belongs in, like, the 60s, 70s, 80s. Like, she just has that look to her and that feel to her that I feel like just works with this film or what this film will be.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, we need to tone Harley Quinn's maybe costume back a bit because I feel like...
Well, I mean, they did the same thing with Joker, right?
Exactly, So I'm interested to see what she potentially looks like and how she came about if, you know, her and the Joker knew each other before.
Yeah.
Like in their the asylum or stuff like that.
Yeah, how they meet, what happens. It sounds really interesting. And now this is the craziest bit of this news.
Oh Christ, there's more? What?
It is reportedly a musical.
Sorry, what?
It is reportedly a musical.
Wait.
It is reportedly...
No wonder they got Lady Gaga.
Because she can sing, so now it makes sense. Of course, the first movie was very musical in the sense of how it uses its score and, you know, Arthur Fleck, the way he dances and moves, it's very musical. But it's not a musical. So now we're getting a musical. They're singing and dancing.
And that could be, it's just going to be a huge metaphor for, like, you know, it's just going to be all in his head.
Because he's delusional, right?
That makes absolute sense. Yeah. I'm actually very excited.
And it's not going to be a musical like,
I know,
all glitz and glam. It's going to be depressing and mean-spirited.
Like Les Miserables.
But not even that. It's going to be, like, kind of, it's going to be messed up, right? It's going to be...
Oh, yeah. I mean, if the first one was quite messed up, this one's going to be, I reckon,
I doubt it's going to be like fully musical. It's more going to be, there's going to be musical elements to it, I imagine. There's I don't think they'd go for that far of a departure. It's more that we see in the first movie some of his delusions play out, and it's now just going to be, the delusions are going to be like a framing device in this, and be a musical.
Now, you know, because his delusion's been given fuel.
Yeah.
Which is what, like, we got at the end of the first one was, like, he has all these people behind him and that just, like, plays onto his head.
Yeah.
And it just turns it up to 11. And that's what I think this film's going to do. So, yeah.
It sounds fucking crazy.
It sounds awesome. It sounds like just, you know, the thing that I'm looking forward to now. You know?
This could be fucking sick.
It could be very good.
Like this is like, you know, as much as DC can be hit or miss, sometimes they do something out of left field that just sounds perfect. I
think it sounds.
Mwah. Mwah. It's got a certain how do you say je ne sais quoi?
Like I love this. This is you know like, because films today it's difficult. It's difficult to go further and further.
A lot of them are the same shit.
Exactly.
Over and over again. AKA like Marvel, Jurassic World.
Or Jurassic World, which is, you know, great link onto that. But yeah, I'm glad that they're, you know, testing the waters, being like, let's fucking just
do a musical.
That is the best
fucking
idea
crazy
I've ever heard.
Anyway, that's one bit of depressing news, and one happy news.
That's huge news.
Yeah,
and that
both involving DC.
Yeah,
both involving crazy people.
Yeah, one is actually crazy. One is playing a character.
Who's who? You find out next week. Anyway, moving on. I think before we get into Jurassic World Dominion, let's talk about Barry.
Yes, true.
Barry season 3. So this show is a little underrated, I think.
Yeah, that's what I did want to talk about because I feel like it's just not heard about.
Not enough people talk about it. It's a dramedy or a black comedy starring Bill Hader as Barry. And essentially, it's about a war veteran who's come back from the war, dishonorably discharged.
Yeah.
and is has PTSD and is struggling to get back into regular life.
Yeah.
Gets manipulated into being a hitman, and then in one of his hits, is an actor or up and coming actor.
He has
right?
to kill someone that is doing an improv class, like a theater class, and he accidentally just like runs into this guy, and he's like, "Hey, can you do a scene with me?" And he gets up on stage, and he realizes he's like, "I kind of like this," but he's terrible. Like, I feel like we would know because we used to do improv and stuff, and it's the way he plays just a character that just doesn't know how to act. Like, you get up on stage, you just freeze up, and you're emotionless. I think he plays that perfectly.
Because he's seen this a million times, probably.
100%. 100%.
So then he realizes he wants to try and become an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of what the show is. That's the premise of the show.
Yeah.
But very quickly, it becomes very... Well, I'd say actually, as each season goes on, it becomes more kind of like Breaking Bad, I would say.
Definitely. Like I feel like that's with most shows these days.
Most crime shows.
Yeah, they start off, season 1 kind of cements all the foundations, and then season 2 just gets crazy and crazier, and then season 3, especially in this case, is just everything's kind of up to 11. Everything's kind of losing, like the foundations are being broken, and like all the characters are just becoming like almost like it's just all
completely different characters, really.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, and I think this season in particular, I thought the start of the season 3, was brilliant in how it addressed what came before.
Definitely.
And how it sets up this season.
Definitely, yeah.
But the mid part of the season, I felt was I felt like a lot of things were happening to Barry, but Barry wasn't doing a lot.
Yeah.
Because he was kind of aimless for the middle of it.
Yeah. And he's always been a bit... Well, actually, no, he's been quite like on track
driven. He's always something...
But I feel like, the story has kind of shied away and moved on to other characters.
Yeah. Oh, a lot, yeah.
A lot. And his writing is just amazing. The acting's always been amazing. And it's very, the social, the social, things, the situations that it attacks. I think I really enjoy that. That it's very, it's very
toxic masculinity.
Yes.
PTSD.
Women in Hollywood, stuff like that. It's very, very good. PTSD is a big one, but I think it's just funny because it has real people in terrible situations.
Yeah, but it's also comical.
It's comical.
These in a lot of situations, it's not a drama in the sense that everything's trying to be realistic.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's heightened.
It's heightened.
But then the emotion's always real.
Oh, the emotion is always real, and I just love how it's always written. It's written similar, the scenes are written and they have a feel to them similar to Taika's writing, I feel like.
Because it at the end of the day, it is a comedy. So it's got that comedy sensibilities, but it's really dark.
It is very dark.
And depressing.
It is depressing,
And you're often laughing, sometimes not at the right reasons.
Yeah, and then, because I've I think I'm through my second rewatch.
Oh, really?
Well, I've obviously haven't, watched the last of season 3, but I watched season 1 and 2 again because they came out so long ago, and then season 3 has just come out this year, and it's just been so good.
This season in particular feels to me like the most like Breaking Bad in the sense... Breaking Bad in the later seasons.
100%.
Where everything's closing in.
Yeah. It's all you can feel it all coming to an end.
As in not...
Impending doom.
Yeah, it's not coming together, it's all falling apart.
Exactly. Because it was coming together in the earlier seasons, everything was,
Yeah, season 1, it felt like everything was coming together.
It was lovely, yeah. Like the Breaking Bads, he has his foundation, he finds out finds the right people, and then, towards the later seasons he's just losing everything. He's just one loss after another, and you just see how the character deals with it. And
Oh, and I think it's one of the best TV shows on TV right now.
100%.
Yeah. And it's weird that it doesn't get as much attention as it should.
It really doesn't. And it's only 30-minute episodes, I'm pretty sure.
And that's interesting because it's more like a comedy in that way.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because comedies are usually half an hour, dramas are an hour.
But it takes the 1 hour,
It's very efficient.
It's very, very efficient because like it's in the.
It doesn't drag at all.
Yeah, it's shot in the style of like the Better Call Sauls or the Breaking Bads, where it's just scene after scene, like it's 3 stories intertwining with each other.
Yeah.
And it just deals with it so effectively, and you're presented something, and then it's shown later why you're presented it before, and it's very well done.
They always everything always has a purpose.
Yes, and I love that,
and that's key to good writing.
100%. Like especially in season 3, you're just like, oh, why did I see that? Very insignificant thing before, and then you see it later in a scene, and it just packs that that it gives that punch so much more emphasis, and it's great. It's very good.
Well, I think we sucked Barry's dick long enough, I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we did.
Anyway, if you haven't seen this show, go watch it. Yeah. It is incredible. Unfortunately, you might now hear a buzz. I've got to plug in.
Just realised you're...
Anyway. Moving on to
hopefully.
Jurassic World Dominion. The whole world is Jurassic this time.
Well... I mean,
so we debated this on the last podcast, right? That there was a mansion full of dinosaurs, and now the whole world is covered in dinosaurs.
Yeah, and I said to that, I was like, that can't be right. Like, I was like, it's a house full of dinosaurs. Like, how could they?
Or originally, it was an island, right?
It was.
So at most, it's an island amount of dinosaurs.
It was an island, but it wasn't like. It wasn't a big island. And
it wasn't covered with dinosaurs.
It wasn't covered because they had attractions. It's like going to a zoo.
Yeah, you've got a few of each.
There's 3 giraffe. There's 1 elephant. There's 1 tiger. They had 1 T-Rex.
Yeah.
2 of those Stegosauruses. The pterodactyl. Like they now have too many. So now that they're on the loose, I mean, the first thing you're presented with is a lovely fishing boat that's just fucking capsized because of the big...
But that makes sense. If it's a water dinosaur, it can go anywhere.
I know. No, that makes sense.
But it does... In the opening of the movie, there's a recap of the events of the last movie. And it literally has a map. Like, at the end of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, how it shows where the virus is going and spreading over?
And it just fucking covers the whole...
Map. Right, it's like that, but with dinosaurs, and it doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah. How did a T-Rex get to Africa from America?
Exactly. Just doesn't make any sense.
But anyway, that happened.
Should we do a no spoiler, or should we just go into it? I reckon we should go into it.
Who cares?
No one really actually is like, bro.
Here's your spoiler warning. Hey, some people are probably really excited. It's the return of the OGs.
That's okay, and let's just talk about how they carry this film on their fucking shoulders.
You know what I want to say? I disagree with that.
All right.
I think nothing carries this fucking movie, not even them returning.
All right.
Okay,
I just think their scenes are good. That's let
me first start off by my thoughts of the Jurassic. Okay, let's just start with the Jurassic Park franchise, right?
Yeah.
Jurassic, the first one, directed by Steven Spielberg, masterpiece, right? He's an auteur. He knows what he's doing, right? Second one, it's all right. Third one, pretty bad.
Oh yeah, it was.
And
now,
and now Jurassic World. It rebooted everything, and it was all right. It was pretty good.
It was all right. I mean,
it got the job done.
I mean, like it was literally just Jurassic Park, but like they just amped up the.
It was the Star Wars: The Force Awakens of the Jurassic Park franchise.
I know, yeah, and that's why I didn't. That's why I don't like films coming out today because they get an old thing. They get an old thing, and they're like, let's just add more people.
Let's just amp it up.
Let's just give them the technology we have today, CGI the fuck out of it, and be like, sweet, and then it's corporate espionage.
Yeah,
like it's literally just corporate big dicks being like, we need to make something more fucked. And
then the last
time. Fucks the whole thing.
And so the whole thing with Jurassic World was like, so you have a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Yeah. Now we're going to make up a whole new dinosaur, and it's called the Rex. Whatever the fuck they call it, right? So it's now we're no longer with real dinosaurs. Now they're like made up dinosaurs.
I like that concept, and then they were retarded and were like, oh, we made it really smart as well. Why?
And no, my favorite thing about the first Jurassic World movie is they turned the T-Rex into a hero.
Yeah.
And then you had it was like Godzilla versus Kong, but with dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Except this came out first. Anyway, then Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, the second one.
That was the one in the mansion.
So this movie had, in my opinion, great first half about the island exploding.
Yeah, and which I thought was going to be the entire film.
Yeah.
So I was quite enjoying it.
It was
the same.
pretty good.
I was enjoying it, and then I was like, oh yeah.
Then the second half is in a mansion about black market selling dinosaurs.
Yeah, which doesn't work.
Well, here's the thing: they were two completely separate movies that they then just stitched together in the middle.
Yeah.
And the worst part about that fucking movie is there's a clone. And I completely forgot there was a clone until the start of this one,
and
when they were like, there's a clone. And I was like, oh, there's a clone?
I know, the British chick. She's like,
there's a clone?
Go. And they're like, we need her DNA. And it's just like, great, of course you fucking do.
So that takes us to the start of this movie.
Yeah.
Where so the island's gone, dinosaurs take over the entire planet.
Well, no, they don't.
There's a clone.
They really don't. Like, they're kind of just dealt with. They're kind of like, oh, fuck. It's more like it's more
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Have you seen like those videos in Canada where there's a moose on the road? And,
yeah. Well,
we can't do anything. Like, it's fucking huge. We just gotta look at it and be like, oh, can you get off the road?
Yeah, it's like that with dinosaurs.
It's essentially that. Like, people are kind of just dealing with them, and it's like, okay. So yeah, that's really how the world is.
Yeah, so it's not that different.
But then they have there's this huge park in Italy in the Dolomites for some fucking reason that and there's this other big corpo dick, and he's like, oh, I'm using the dinosaurs to further
human evolution or whatever.
Human research, like just find cures to shit.
He's actually the bad guy. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, it's almost like
played by the guy who played Spider-Man's dad in the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
I felt like he did a very realistic, just a realistic way of portraying a CEO of someone who just has no emotion, who never raises their voice.
Yeah.
Never. Like, I thought his performance was probably the worst in the entire film.
Here's the thing. I don't mean this as an insult to disabled people.
Christ, what's
But he came across that he had some sort of disability. And I don't think that was intentional.
Like a bit of autism. Like, because he's a CEO of a huge company.
No, but I'm saying I don't think it was intentional. I think it was just badly written and bad acting.
Yeah, I think like just the way he raised his voice was just like...
Just the way he interacted with humans.
I think it was very Mark Zuckerberg-like. So for that, I commend them for being like, hey...
You're saying it was intentional, though. I'm not.
Yeah. No. Like, I'm obviously not. Like, this film is done smart enough to be. Like,
okay, so it accidentally, potentially might have done something well.
Exactly. And that is playing... but he's not even young.
Old people have issues, too.
Yeah, but I feel like an old person can at least raise their voice when someone's backstabbed them and cost them billions of dollars. And just be like, oh... He was like...
That was the funniest part of the movie. It's like, it's going to be me and you.
Yeah, it's going to be me and you. And I'm like, are you that? Are you that? Like, how did you get to this position where you obviously have, like, done some dirty stuff?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I think you should be the face of it.
Yeah, and he's like, I did this. And I'm like...
And then he's like, oh.
Uh-oh. And then,
silly me.
And he dies like the first guy did in Jurassic Park.
Does he? I don't even remember him dying.
He gets the acid on him with the...
Oh, yeah.
Because that was awesome. That scared me shitless when I was a kid in the first one.
Yeah.
When the fat guy was like trying to escape and he... I just love the first one so much. Like, it's just... It scared me shitless as a kid.
Yeah, this movie's not scary.
It's it's obviously for kids.
The one thing I commend the last movie for doing is the mansion sequence was trying to be scary.
Yeah.
And I commend it for going back to its horror roots. But this is, it's not... It's way... I guess there are elements of horror in it, but it's not the same.
It's not. And I like, with all these gunfights and stuff, like, it's just so overdone.
The action wasn't really that innovative or anything. It was
like
bland.
Indiana Jones with dinosaurs. There's always someone after you.
Oh my god!
Now there's a dinosaur.
Well, it's even like Transformers, but with dinosaurs.
Exactly.
Mind numbing.
And then they've also got there's a black market, and The two get into it very easily.
They do this weird thing where it's like they're building the world out. Like, oh, look at our world building.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like, oh, there's this underground thing where they're selling dinosaurs. It's like, why? Oh, because if you point a laser at someone, it'll kill them. It's like, can't you just like shoot a dinosaur like you would, I don't know, an animal? Or I don't know, like I don't think it's that hard to just shoot a dinosaur.
I mean, have you ever met one?
Yeah, you got me there.
Yeah.
You got me there. I mean, they're not hard to catch. Like, they caught the velociraptors. If you can catch a velociraptor, I'm pretty sure you can shoot and kill one. Like, come on.
Hey, this movie is flawless logic. All right,
true.
How dare you?
True. I'm sorry. What else is there to
talk? We haven't even talked about, like, okay, so...
Okay, no, we need to talk about these...
The OGs.
Yeah, the OGs. Let's talk about
No, what did you want to talk about?
I want to talk about, like, the whole... Why this big company was bad. Because they're, like... They make these locust things.
Okay, so...
yeah. I need to...
Okay,
because I didn't get it at all. I didn't understand it at all.
So, going into the movie... Well, like, the first 10 minutes of the movie, I assumed that the bad guys were, like, built up over the past 3 movies. But I think I was completely wrong. And that, no, these villains are just for this movie. And because it's a completely self-contained story. Because it's like, okay, well, why did they have the clone in the first place? Because the whole point of the clone in this movie is to stop the locusts. But the locusts were done in this movie. So why did they originally have the clone? Like, what purpose did it serve? Anyway, I don't know. The point is... they created locusts so that they could control the world's food supply, but the locusts got out of hand, and now it's a bit fucky.
Why did they want to control the world's food? Like, that was to
be, because they're evil.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
They're the bad guys.
But they didn't have much like military or anything. Like,
no, because they're scientists. They use their noggins.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Why would you need military when you have fucking dinosaurs?
Yeah, true. I forgot.
Because they've got they've got the dinosaurs where you point a laser at someone and then the dinosaur goes after them.
Why can't they just they always have to go so big with these films? Like, why? Why do they have to go so big?
You know what's so funny about this dumb fucking movie?
What?
You know the dinosaur that's like the T-Rex but not the T-Rex at the end?
What do you mean?
You know how they do the end fight between the T-Rex and the other dinosaur?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to remember that. It was all a blur. I'm sorry.
So there's two. There was like two. They did the same thing as the first one, where the T-Rex is the good guy, and the other dinosaur, and there's some other fucked dinosaur that's the bad guy.
Oh yeah, no, the one with the long fucking.
Yeah, no, that's another one.
Oh my god.
Then they teamed up. Those two teamed up because dinosaurs can team up against the other dinosaur.
I need to rewatch this.
It was a 3-way fight between, and the T-Rex and the long-fingered dinosaur were on the same side, and against this other dinosaur that's kind of like a T-Rex but worse. You know, they had this thing like, oh, they put two top-tier predators in the same place, or whatever, two alphas or whatever the word, apex predators. So not the T-Rex, the other apex predator. The director, Colin Trevorrow, whatever his name is, I don't fucking care. He said that he wanted to create a dinosaur that was like the Joker.
Did he actually say
that? And this was the dinosaur.
Oh, well,
it was unpredictable.
I couldn't even fucking remember it.
Good job, Colin.
Yeah, good. Dude, why? Like, again, with these movies, why do you have to? Like, I honestly would have wanted them to pretend.
Why do they complicate it?
Yeah, no, I wish they pretended that. Oh, like, so that I wish with the world they were like, okay, dinosaurs came in, they kind of fucked with the world a bit. There was a disease that spread with the dinosaurs, like Planet of the Apes.
So we're now doing Planet of the Dinosaurs.
We're doing Planet of the Dinosaurs because it started as Jurassic World, and then I want them to come out, Jurassic World Apocalypse.
As much as that is like a literally copy paste of Rise of the Planet of the Apes,
I would have preferred.
I would have preferred it too
because it makes sense. It's like, okay, I understand it, and now they're going.
Yeah, what? This whole movie was marketed as being the world is now dinosaurs, and the movie's about fucking locusts.
Exactly. I think they realized. I think the marketing team realized how fucking terrible the movie was. And we're like, okay, what?
No,
what can we just
in the
grapple?
last one they set up that it's going to be the next Jurassic World is the world is Jurassic.
I know. And I would have watched that and enjoyed it. Because I would have been like, okay, at least I can understand it.
I don't know why they made the choice of the locusts. And here's where my criticism of bringing the original cast comes back, right? You got Jeffrey Goldblum, you got Laura Dern, you got what's his name? Sam Neill?
Yes.
Is that his name?
Wait,
it's something.
I got them on my phone. I know, well, like, you know, again,
it is Sam Neill. I got it right.
We love shitty movie details, but I got one for us.
Oh, you got a shitty movie detail. Well, they bring back the OGs along with raging Republican and gay hater Chris Pratt.
But yeah, so here's one. So at the end of Jurassic World Dominion, Laura Dern and Sam Neill both needed back surgery from the pain of carrying this stupid-ass franchise after the rest of the cast simply phoned it in with the worst fucking acting I've ever seen. And that's got 6,000 fucking upvotes.
I do want to mention, right, Chris Pratt. We all love him.
We all do. We all honestly,
even though he doesn't love everyone.
Well, what do you mean?
That's a joke. He got cancelled for being right-wing.
Oh, poor thing.
Despite so people think he hates gay people, but he actually doesn't.
Yeah, I feel like he is gay himself. I feel like he would definitely do that as like I feel like he's like Eminem. You know, like people like, oh, you're against gays, and like goes out and like actively tries to be gay. You know what I mean? I feel like Chris Pratt, like he just has nothing to lose in that sense. I don't know. I love him. I love him to bits.
Well, here's the thing. He's great in Parks and Rec. And he's great in Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
He is really
good at Star-Lord.
Yeah.
And then I can't really remember, but I think he was alright in the other Jurassic World movies. But
he was in the first one. He was actually like, he was the only compelling character of like, okay, he's the Velociraptor keeper, and he's the only one who can fucking like just do this to
like
them.
11
like,
from Stranger Things.
Yes, yeah. He's like the epitome of the whole movie. He's like, okay, he's the goated one.
But this one,
yes,
he fucking barely acts. He's just saying lines.
Dude, that's why I didn't like I just didn't want to watch this film because
completely.
When I kind of realized that, like, I don't know, the only like compelling things that were happening were when him and the Velociraptor are on screen. He'd be like, "Stop." But when that Velociraptor,
he got real good at that. He perfected that in the first one.
Yeah, he did really. Like, that's his only compelling acting in this whole movie. And when it comes to, you know, he's just talking to the chick that's been in it for ages that I can't even remember.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know their names. No. It's not like we know their characters' names.
Yeah, we know their real names because they're real actors, and she's actually a good actor, to be
Bryce
fair.
Dallas Howard. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But yeah, just they're both as clueless as they were in the first one. I feel like they just haven't evolved at all.
Well, there's no character development. That's for fucking sure. If anything, they've gone backwards.
All the writers like, hey pal, it's above my pay grade. I just wrote the dinosaurs.
It's like, okay, you're parents now of a clone.
Yeah, we could be fucked to make you real parents, and we just clone you. It's just be like, you're exactly like your mother. Like,
Anyway, OGs came back.
And then there was these black marketers. The chick, the Asian chick who's blonde. She was like I stole your dinosaur.
I really don't like this in a franchise. I don't know why. I just don't like when they like in the final movie of the franchise, they just introduce a new character.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Like, what's the point? There was the woman who was the pilot, and it was like suddenly they're all buddy, and it's like in the last 5 minutes when they're tying up all the loose ends, we see her get a new plane, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this character.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Why do they introduce new characters in the last movie? It's so dumb. Like, and they sideline characters from from the first two movies.
100%, yeah.
Like Justice Smith, who, you know, he's in Detective Pikachu, and he's in The Voyeurs. Yeah, he's a good actor. Completely sidelined in this movie.
Yeah, what the hell? I realized that because I was like, well, he's just the CEO. It's the CEI guy, and he's like, I don't want to fucking help you.
CIA.
CIA.
You almost got there.
had a stroke there. This film's actually fucked my health. He was the only compelling character being like, look, I'm trying to do this the right way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, he's like, this the world, he's just been written in as the one that tries to do the right thing, and then, he gets completely sidelined. He's on the fucking bench for the entire film. And yeah.
So, the OG's returned.
The OG's returned.
Now,
that's the only thing we can bring up.
I want to say, the movie made a terrible decision in splitting up the OGs from the new Jurassic World for most of the movie.
Why did it do that? Why?
So,
I was excited for Chris Pratt.
This movie has two completely different stories going on at the same time.
I know.
It's got the Locusts with the OG cast.
Yeah.
And then it's got the clone daughter with Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard. And those stories intersect at the very end. And then from that point forward, we get what the movie should have been. And
it's like, what, 10 minutes?
I don't know, like say the end of the third act.
They get in a helicopter.
It's about 15, 20 minutes, let's say.
They do nothing.
And it's the best part of the movie is seeing, even though,
it's the best part because it's going to end.
No, that's not I'm trying to give it some
I know.
compliments.
I know what you mean.
From when the OG cast meets the new cast, the movie gets life. It sucks that it's at the fucking end of the movie, but it gets life, and you actually get these fun interactions between the characters. I think the ending action sequence where everything's like on fire, and then they've got the Joker dinosaur, and they're fighting it, and then whatever. I think that was done well. The whole interactions between the OG cast and the new cast at the end of the movie, the fight scene at the end of the movie, and the Joker dinosaur versus the T-Rex and the long-fingered dinosaur, I think was okay. Did you notice the T-Rex walked past this circle structure and it made the Jurassic Park logo?
Yes.
That was a cool. I liked that as an Easter egg.
Yeah, I did.
So
it was good.
So I think the ending, they surprisingly got it right. It's just that everything before it is just wasted space. Nothing happens that's compelling or interesting.
It almost feels like they are actually setting up the Jurassic World apocalypse.
No, this is the last one. They said this was the finale.
I mean, thank fuck, but okay. Here's what I would have liked them to do. All right. Here's what I would have liked. Pitch it. All right. So similar to the Jurassic
World is the world.
World is the world, right? So it's the rise of the planet of the dinosaurs. And
rise of the planet of the Jurassic World.
Yeah, exactly. And so the whole world's covered in dinosaurs. I don't know what happened. But they're like, they were able to just fucking reproduce insane amounts. All these dinosaurs, just fucking heaps of dinosaurs. And with them that came this virus because, they get sick and they make us sick and then we die. And then
can I just interject?
Yes.
In the first 30 seconds, they just put a bullet in the clone and then continue.
Oh, no, yeah, the clone's just not in this one.
that's what I was saying.
They're like, do you remember? No.
Because if they didn't do the recap at the start of the movie reminding me there was a clone, I would have never remembered.
She's off in Britain, mate. She's off in the UK.
Yeah.
She's with her mum.
It'd be like,
or a sister.
The Mandela effect?
Yeah.
It could have been like that. Where it's like, was there a clone in the Jurassic World movies?
No,
there wasn't.
No, because I watched the movie when it came out.
Yeah, there wasn't a clone in it.
But yeah, so Chris Pratt realizes this with I can't.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes, with and both of them realize, okay, fuck, we need to get ahead of this, and they're like,
Who should we call? Ghostbusters.
The Jurassic Park OGs. Let's get Jeff Goldblum because he's and they go find him and he's dealing with the dinosaurs his own way somehow, and then they go find Sam and they go find
Laura Dern,
and they're so happy that they show how awesome it would be to live with the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Everyone's living native style and all this shit. And then they're like, okay, well, no, and then there's this zone, obviously, say in New York City, that's just fucked with apex predators, right? So there'd be the nice places where obviously Sam and Laura are chilling at, where, you know, there's all these herbivores, right? This is paradise. It's paradise. It's beautiful. And then they're like, oh, fuck. We need to go, you know, that we need to go to this lab to try and get ahead of this big virus that's killing everybody. And they're like, oh, it's in the heart of New York City, like underground or some shit. It's like, do you remember I think it was 1999's Godzilla? With, I think Sylvester Stallone was in it.
I think, aren't you know about, isn't Matthew Broderick in that?
I think so.
Ferris Bueller?
Yes, he is. Yes. So, you know that one where Godzilla has all its children?
Yes.
And they're like, and then they bomb it or something. So it's like that where like the city's just fucked.
They bomb it.
Yeah, well, no, they don't bomb it, but like the city is just like it's scary. Like imagine just, you know, the city's fucked. It's all black, it's all dark, and there's just, you know, a T-Rex just in the middle. Like that'd be scary as hell. And Chris Pratt, you know, uses his velociraptors to help him with some shit. But yeah, no, and then the whole mission is to get to the lab. They get there and then they, you know, they get out and they blow it up or something. To get away from the dinosaurs. That's how I would do it, and they do it with the OGs.
But here's the issue with that.
Okay, what?
The issue is, while they've said this is the end of the franchise, I think they wanted to leave it in a position where maybe 5-10 years from now they can do another one.
Yeah.
That's the formula. If they did what you said to do, then they wouldn't be able to make another one. And I don't think. Yeah, I think
that's just not how.
Here's the thing. I think Universal thinks Jurassic Park is Star Wars, and that you can't reboot anything. Right? You've just got. It's got to be a continuous story. Yeah. And despite the fact that, you know, Star Wars' success rate is about 50-50, Jurassic Park's is about 2 out of 6.
I mean, that is true with the Star Warses, because you know, Force Awakens happens. Like, amazing, they kill Starkiller Base. It's like, let's go. Second one starts, I can't remember the name of it because it's terrible. And the Empire's still there. They're still like, we're chilling. We're fine. Republic's fucking... It's the, you know, they're the bad guys, right?
The First Order?
They're the First Order, those guys. So they're still chilling after they kill Starkiller Base in the second one. They're like, still chilling. And they no one remarks on that, oh, we killed Starkiller Base. You know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, no, this is a new movie. Like, we're keeping it going.
I think you're forgetting that somehow Palpatine returned.
Shit. Somehow Palpatine returned.
Imagine it. I don't fucking know. I was going to make some joke about Jurassic World. But
they're both the same. They're both
they're very similar.
Of just
very
like,
similar.
We're going to milk it for all it's worth. At least Star Wars has a better following, and Disney's like, okay, like we have to put some budget into making good content. Whereas Jurassic Park doesn't have that. Yeah. They're just like, no, we need to make these big dog shit movies.
Well, they don't even have Steven Spielberg anymore.
No. And he was the man.
He was the man. He's goated. He's goated on the sticks.
Yeah. He's mate. Yeah, so it's rough. But oh well.
Yeah.
All I can say about this movie is...
What'd you rate out of 10?
Okay, no, again, we rate bad movies. I feel like we try to describe the vibe that you would watch this movie to. Yeah. Because it's going to get a 3, you know? That's great. That's cool. But I feel like we need to describe how we would see this film. And I feel like it'd be 5 or 6 beers deep. And you'd just be laughing.
Right.
You know? You'd just be like, what is going on? This sucks.
It's not so bad. It's good in any way.
No, but like,
so what I would do,
you just watch it for content.
I would say the best way to watch this movie is you have some sort of inebriation, whether it be drugs or weed. You do you.
Queen.
Yes, you do what?
That's what people say. You do you, Queen.
Yeah, you do you, Queen. Yeah. Some sort of inebriation, and you watch the recap at the start of the movie because it's so ridiculous at how they explain that there's dinosaurs everywhere and there's a fucking clone. And maybe a bit of the start to get the context of the clone being kidnapped and the baby dinosaur being kidnapped and the locusts, and then skip right until the end when they're all together. Yeah. Because nothing happens between.
Nothing happens. It's like... Because I've been for some time wanting to just find Top Gun Maverick and just watch the last scene again. And just watch it and just be like...
But that's because it's...
I mean, the rest of the movie is amazing, but it's just I want to get that rush that I did in the cinema.
Yeah.
Again, of just like you're watching this and going, "This is amazing!" Like it was so good.
That was heart pumping.
It was amazing. So good. I think I haven't watched a film like that in a while, where I've like I need to see that like again, like right now.
Yeah.
Like this was like I need to stop seeing this and do something better with my time. But I watched the whole thing anyway, and I was like, okay.
Whew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it better or worse than Jungle Cruise?
Better.
Better than Morbius.
Oh, that's a tough one.
Oh, really?
What do you think?
I'd say it's better than Morbius.
Yeah.
Morbius, actually, here's something I haven't said. This movie's too fucking long.
Oh, it's
2 hours long.
When
it's over 2 hours.
When I saw there was 2 hours.
It's like 2.5
2.5 hours. I was like, oh, fuck me. And it's very much like Batman. There are so many scenes you just don't need to see.
Yeah.
There are so many scenes
put
in there like we filmed it, fucking just put it in. Oh, but yeah. No.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think that's us this week.
Yeah, I mean, just don't watch it. That's all I'd say.
Watch Barry instead.
Watch Barry, or I mean, The Boys is out as well.
The Boys. I started watching. I caught up on Stranger Things. I watched season 3.
Yeah.
So now I'm up to season 4.
We should actually talk about that.
I'm liking season 4 so far. Mm-hmm. I think it's the strongest season since the first one.
Yeah, I think. Well, let's work out when the last episode comes out.
It's like start of July, so
okay,
we'll get there. We'll get there.
But we do have obviously something very big coming up.
Well, there's Thor coming up.
There's Thor.
Oh, there's Lightyear.
That'd be good.
I feel like there was something we could talk about. Minions, Rise of Gru, or Elvis. I think Elvis is the next movie. Ain't nothing but a hand dog. Yeah, we could be talking about Elvis next week. If I don't know. Do you want to?
I mean,
or we could find something else to talk about.
I think we could find something else. Like if it comes down to Elvis, we'll watch Elvis. But I actually wouldn't mind talking about maybe some Adam Sandler related stuff because
the new Hustle
come out. I had a few.
He had a new Hustle come out.
Oh yeah, well I mean he's been hustling obviously, but I just love to talk about that.
He's got a very varied career.
Yeah, but that's what I love to talk about. It's a very troubling career, and I think if we don't find anything, you should watch that.
Yeah,
and obviously you watch Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about something either way.
Yeah.
So catch us next week. If you have liked this episode, consider following us or subscribing on YouTube. We also have this podcast on Apple and Spotify.
Yeah.
And the links to everything is in the description below. So thank you very much for listening.
And adios.
Amigos.
Muskets at dawn.
Muskets at dawn. Bye.
Bye.